Hi folks, welcome to MAO-MAODARIN. I'm MAO-MAO. Today I'm going to show you all the hand gestures and body language you need to know before you visit China. If you are traveling in China but struggling with Mandarin, what will you do to communicate through this language barrier? Of course, translation apps are an option, but on the other hand, using body language and hand signs can be an easier solution to some simple communications. This is a more instinctive and natural way to illustrate your point, and moreover, in some cases, if you use right gestures at the right moment, it can be more appealing and catching than verbal communication. But if you use the wrong ones, now don't worry, you just get as confused or misinterpreted. So that's what I am here to help. Let's get it on. Now imagine your plane just landed in China. You got through the customs, picked up your luggage. As soon as you go through the arrival exit, a bunch of unlicensed taxi drivers will approach you. You may want to stop them by pulling out one hand with your palm facing outside in hopes to stop them from proceeding any further. But if that didn't work efficiently, it's a time to use our first gesture. Keep your hand out. Wave your hand or front arm assertively without looking at them, like this. Avoid any eye contact, otherwise they may continue to chase after you. This is a useful sign to get rid of troublesome hawkers. Here is a one-side tip. Unlicensed taxi drivers will ask you to follow them to the airport parking lot to get in their cabs and then charge you much more for the trip afterwards. Remember, there's always an official location for taxi or Chinese Ubers. Just follow the airport guide. Alright, now you arrived at your hotel and you want to thank your driver. Everyone in China understands thank you for sure. This is a universal English word. But in addition to saying thank you, you can show your appreciation by putting your hands together like you're praying. Lift up around head level. Gently shake them or keep them still, doesn't matter. Thank you. You can also tilt your head down a little bit like this. 谢谢. This gesture can be used to either thank or apologize to someone. For example, when I arrived late on a date, I would say, sorry to my friend. Head level. 对不起, Sorry I'm late. Means I am sorry and at the same time I am really appreciative for their patience. You may have read about expressing your gratefulness with this gesture, but this is an old style. Today we are most likely using this gesture to joke around with each other, like, wow, you really amazed me. I give you my respect. Something like that.
A few minutes ago.
Left hand guys, right hand girls. Nice girls.
I give you my respect.
Next, you entered the hotel but you walked to a wrong direction, and the receptionist at the front desk is doing this to you. Don't worry, he or she is definitely not asking you to leave. This is a go-away gesture, and it's kind of implied. This means coming over. Hold your hand out with palm facing down and fingers rapidly moving. But just make sure to lift your hand above your shoulders, because this is more polite than this one, which looks like the Chinese way to hail a taxi on the road. If you lift your hand very closely to your head like this is more often used to summon kids. Little Mama, come here. In the US, holding your hand out with palm facing up and moving like this is to ask people to come. And if you do this to a Chinese person with your whole arm waving, it's okay, we will understand it. But this is not okay, only with your fingers moving. This is kind of demeaning, like calling a little dog to come over. Finally, you settled everything in your hotel room, but your stomach starts to grumble. So you go to the lobby and ask the staff there where to grab something to eat, like this. If you are in a big city, in a nice hotel, that might work. Otherwise, it might take a little while for the staff to understand you. So let's try this. A bowl and a pair of chopsticks, and I'm eating. Where can I? This could be more efficient, and they will understand you right away. After a satisfied meal, you try to get the check. I know some of you may think that it is rude to call a waiter like this, but that is a very efficient way to get waiters' attention in China, especially when you are in a modest and crowded restaurant. Now the waiter comes to you and you gesture this. And he's like, "Do you want the menu again?" Americans started to use credit cards since 1950s, but in China, we entered a mobile payment era not long after the popularization of credit cards. So, just show your wallet. Counting money gesture may work too, but there's also a chance that the waiter may interpret you as you want the napkins. And we charge napkins in some Chinese restaurant. But what I really want to say is that nobody really uses cash or cards today in China. So if you are planning to stay for an extended period, it will be really helpful to register a WeChat account and link your card to your WeChat payment. And then next time if you want to check, you can just show them your real-time payment code like this. Like this. And in some restaurants, you don't even need a waiter to order food because everything can be done through a smartphone. After the meal, you decide to take a stroll around and explore some stores. Most of us understand the English phrase, "how much?" especially the younger generations, so no worries. But if the shopkeeper is a 70-year-old lady, you gestured counting money in front of her. "How much?" Seems like she gets it. And then she responds by gesturing this. What does that mean? 60. 125. It's exactly the same. And here is a short story to help you to remember 6 to 10 or 10. My friend called me at 6 in the morning to borrow a lot of money. I told him I would think about it, but he had to come over to talk about this in person at 9. But he got late. He knocked at my door at 10, so I said no. So you can use one fist or this one to represent 10. Either one works. If you want to count 20, you have to use a fist. 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, well, I need another hand, or just do this, 100. And I also made up another story to help you remember 6 to 10, along with the explanations of these gestures in my previous video. You can find the link below in the comment. Next morning, you go to visit your tour guide or business partner. Shaking hands is always a safe choice, but if it's not a formal occasion, we normally just wave hello to each other. Or without waving, just put your hand over here. Hi, 你好. This is quite friendly and hospitable already. Don't go straight for a hug. Since you know, Asians are known for lacking outward expression. Hugs may be too much for us, unless you guys are quite close with each other. But if the other person is opposite gender as you, I would still suggest no hugs, unless you are pretty sure she or he does not mind. Another way to say hello is to establish eye contact and pleasantly nod your head like this. 你好. Hello. Just a head. No need to bow or tilt your torso. But if there's an adult peer or someone in a senior position, a slight bow will show your respect. 你好，你好，你好。Keep the eye contact. 你好，你好。But a bow like this is best saved for your visit to Japan or Korea. That's pretty much all the survival gestures I can come up with now. Oh, and the gestures like no problem, okay, good, have the same meaning in China, so no need to worry about using them. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. Bye. Just want to say thank you to my friend Jessie for donating me this microphone. It does sound better.